Hi there, Jeff Brown here from Focus on Marketing, and today's video I'm going to give you a few tips on how to get a lot more bookings and convert a lot more inquiries online for your wedding and portrait photography services. Now, I don't know if many of you are using it or have heard of it. There's now a new company in the UK and America as well, I'm not sure where else it is, called Barkcom. Now what Bark is, it's like an online directory of lots of different types of traders who can offer their services to members of the public. So members of the public will go on to Bark.com and request a particular service. So they might request, for example, a wedding photographer. They will fill in the details of the date of the wedding, the venue of the wedding, what sort of photographs they want, the length of time they want the photographer there, and what their estimated budget is. Now it's a very wide estimate. It might be from low to high, so it might be £600 to £1,500 or something like that. What they do is they then submit that to Bark.com, and then Bark sends it out to all the photographers within that particular catchment area who have registered it as a service provider. Now I am on Bark.com. I've used Bark.com quite a lot. So what happens is you get on, you set your profile up on Bark.com, you get as much information as you can about yourself and as many pictures as you can as well. So really pack your profile out, get loads of detail out there, get links to your Facebook page, and then once you've got it set up, get onto your Facebook page, your LinkedIn and your other social media channels and request your previous customers. What I did with mine is I put a request on my Facebook page for my previous customers to go to Bark and leave a testimonial. And what I did is I used that as an advert through Facebook, so I advertised the post. It cost me a few quid, but it resulted in, within about an hour, I had 12 5-star testimonials on my Bark.com website. So remember, when people purchase stuff these days, people are looking for good reviews. I mean, just look at Amazon. The first thing people do is look for a 5-star review for the products or services that they're looking for, same as likes of TripAdvisor. So if you can get as many testimonials as you can on your Bark.com profile, it then stands you a really good stead of getting the customers to connect with you. So what happens is that you get this email through from somebody who, as I say, for example, is wanting a wedding. I also get portrait inquiries and commercial inquiries too through Bark.com. You then reply to that. Now, to reply to that, Bark will charge you, and at the moment the price is anything between £8 and £12 to reply. Now, what I did a few months ago was actually pretended to be somebody looking for a wedding photographer, and I used my girlfriend's email account and sent in a request to Bark. I set up a wedding inquiry for a venue that is close to where I am, and I picked a weekday in the winter because I wanted to see if any of my competitors were giving weekday discounts and winter discounts as well. I sent the details off, and within about 3 or 4 hours I must have had about 6 or 7 emails from photographers coming through my Bark account with prices. Now, out of those 6 or 7 photographers, only one took the time to really connect with me, mentioning that she'd been to the venue before, she thought it was a fantastic venue, ideal for photography, even went as far as enclosing a few photographs of the particular venue from weddings that she'd done before. I thought this was absolutely fantastic, because what you've got to remember is your client, brides, or portraits for that matter, buy for emotional reasons. So she's they'll be very sort of like emotionally engaged getting into their wedding, organising their wedding, and they want someone who they can connect with and someone who's shown interest and somebody who they like. So if you just send the links in, here's me prices, there's my website, thank you, well, you haven't really made much of an impression. And out of the 7 photographers who I'd contacted, 6 of them sent that type of email. Here's me prices, there's my website, get in touch if you need any help. And this one woman took the time and effort to, like what I do, is send about an A4 email. It's an A4 sheet which I then copy and paste into an email, and I personalise it, and I mention and I talk about the wedding, and I talk about the benefits I can do, so what I can do for them. I don't talk about myself, I talk about what I can do for them, how I make them feel so so relaxed and at ease on their special day. They can really enjoy themselves knowing that everything is taken care of, that I'm going to give them fantastic photographs that they can treasure for years to come. So really, really personalise your email when you send it back to this bride, and then don't leave it at that. Give it 3 days. If you haven't heard anything back, then send a follow-up one. Now, a follow-up one, it doesn't need to be pushy or anything like that. Just it needs to say, hi, how are you doing? And just thought I'd follow up from our previous email, just wondering how you're getting along with sorting out your wedding. If I can be of any help, or if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call or drop me a message. Also, I have lots of connections within the wedding industry, so if you're looking for car drivers, makeup artists, singers, again, drop me a message and I'll recommend a few people to you. So you just want to come across as being helpful and again being really interested in their photography. Now what I do is I finish off that with maybe a special offer, just saying something like, if you are interested, for all bookings taken by the end of the month, I'm giving away a free wedding box with 50 photographs included, worth £150. So basically you put in a call to action, some reason to get them to take the next step, you know, or I'm offering a free canvas print from your wedding day worth £195. Both items that I've mentioned have only actually cost me about £25, but it's worth putting in a call to action to try and get them to go to the next stage, which is getting in contact with you personally and then converting that inquiry into booking. Because remember, every time you inquire with somebody, it's a little bit of your time, so you want to try and reduce it as much as possible, and also get a really good conversion rate. So I currently work on about 80% of my inquiries actually turn into bookings, and the reason being is because I connect with every single bride, or try to connect on an emotional level. So I'm not selling just purely on price. I'm letting them know that I'm the man for the job. I'm really interested in their wedding. I'm going to look after them. I'm going to really take care of them. Now, if you haven't heard from them after the second one, then you can send a third one. And my third one is a top tips for booking a wedding photographer. And it's something I've typed up. If you want a copy of it, just message me at info@focusonmarketing.co.uk and I'll send you a copy of that over, and you can then just edit it slightly to fit your own business. Again, this is something I'm doing that I'm not really pushing myself, not saying book now, I'm fantastic. I'm just giving them a little bit of help. Now people say to me, well, God, you know, I never thought about it. I never thought about following up. Do you not think it's too pushy? You'd be surprised to learn that I had a bride only 4 or 5 weeks ago who took 5 emails before she converted. But she booked. She never said, Jeff, you were a real pain, or Jeff, you never left us alone. I just booked because I was getting sick of you. No, they book because you're showing commitment and you're showing enthusiasm and interest in their big day. Remember, people buy from people they like. So if you can come across with real personality and emotion in your emails, then they're probably going to connect with you and probably going to buy with you. And so I always say, well, what's the worst that can happen? They'll say no. So there's only 2 outcomes, or 3 is they just decide not to have a wedding altogether, so they don't book anybody. They'll either book you, book somebody else, or the wedding's off, you know. So I say keep on contacting them until you get either a yes, I'm booking, or no, I've gone with somebody else email. Don't just send them one link and leave it and hope they'll get back in touch. Because remember, people are really busy. People get your link and then they get another 4 or 5 other links in, and then they go to work and they come back and they might be on Facebook for a full day, or they might have checked the emails, or your email gets lost in amongst another 10 or 11 emails that's coming from other photographers. What you want to do is you want to be standing up from all those other photographers, and you want to be picking yourself out from the pile of sort of prices that she's got back in, and saying, look, I'm here, you know, I'm the person for the job, and I'm really going to look after you. So I hope you found this useful, and I want you to start trying this out. So don't, on your next inquiry, don't just send a link and say, this is my prices. Try and really personalise it. Talk about the venue, talk about their big day, ask questions as well, and hopefully you'll get a booking. If you don't, then follow up with a second, third, fourth, fifth email. Keep on going until you get one of the results. Either she says no, or hopefully, and 80% of the time for me, she says yes, and you get them booked. So I hope you found this interesting. I hope you put it into practice and it converts a lot more of your inquiries into actual bookings and money in the bank. And thanks for following, and I hope to see you in the next video.